Hello, everybody. Welcome to VetAaron Gaming, live streaming Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. I am having some background music play tonight because I still can't get sound to work on Lord of the Rings here, so if it's too loud or too soft, just let me know. We're going to fine-tune it a little bit through the live broadcast. Appreciate any feedback as always. Before we get started, let's go ahead and just throw in a comment here into the chat while everybody's still kind of filtering in. And as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, any feedback of any kind during any portion of the stream, please feel free to let me know, and we're going to talk about it. So let's focus for 2 seconds here. What's the word I'm looking for? Words are hard. Are you doing Chapter 2 runs? Yeah, I am going to be doing my Chapter 2 runs tonight. Assuming I'm not... obviously, the God, I cannot talk already. That's not a good start. The primary focus is Glyphs, just because a lot of people, especially in my guild, have a lot of questions about about Glyphs. So Glyphs will be the focus, but I'm definitely going to try to do some Chapter 2 runs, especially because I want to see how the Withering and the focus on the Glyphs affects Isengard specifically in Chapter 2 in Raid Difficulty 3. So, yeah, I'll be throwing in my Chapter 2 guild runs to see how we do if we have time. DS, why did they have to make the game more complicated? Does this type of thing discourage people from joining the game late? Well, I mean, the game's only been out for a couple of months now. I don't think anybody's really discouraged. And the Glyphs, I mean... they're kind of interspersed, so you're not really that far behind. And without that complexity from getting Glyphs, then everybody's roster is going to look the same, and it really deadens the enthusiasm for putting work into heroes if they're all going to be the same, right? Because if all the heroes are the same speed and focus and all that kind of stuff, then you can pretty much predict exactly how everything's going to play out, right? Like the Glyphs are that little wow factor, that little change. You'd be like, okay, like I know I can do this because I've glyphed properly. I know that I can beat them, or it's going to be kind of 50-50 because I don't know how they're glyphed. So, yeah, I mean, glyphs drastically change the game, but in no way do I think glyphs make the game worse, other than right now the gold crunch. The gold crunch was legit before Glyphs even came into the game. So now the fact that upgrading them costs gold, removing them costs gold, everything you have to do with them costs gold. I mean, Morza's on my second best team right now. I can't promote him. Naramiri's ready to go up. Can't promote him because that's 1,000,000 gold right there. I have these promotes left and right because the gold is a problem. I also have like Strider here. All of his abilities can go up. It's just a gold problem. So the gold crunch was legitimate before Glyphs came out, and this just makes it a little bit worse. So that's really my only problem with Glyphs so far. I think adding complexity to the game really is good in pretty much every way, unless you got to do like some kind of advanced math. And guys, how's the music? Does it need to go up? Does it need to go down? I don't want it to be distracting, but just having silence in the background isn't exactly ideal either. That makes sense, but it's currently really annoying due to the resource lack. Yeah, DS, I'm struggling with that too. Like, actually, right before you got in, I used some of my energy to farm Glyphs, and I used like 8 hard mode attacks and got 0 Glyphs. So, pretty frustrating that I didn't get anything from spending that energy, but also the gold crunch, like I stated earlier, is very, very legit. Clint Adams, are you changing glyphs out for each raid, or do you pick glyphs that give you a general best overall use? Owen Bloomy says he doesn't hear any music. Alright, so let's turn that up a little bit. See if you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can hear that. So, Clint, I would love to be able to change out glyphs for each raid. However, it's just a resource issue at this point. Because you can change out level 1 glyphs for no price or no cost. But once you get into the higher 5, 6, and 7s, it does cost gold to remove them. Which, you know, I guess that kind of makes sense, right? That way you don't have like 5 Uber sets that you just swap onto each team as you use them. Which hopefully loadouts will be coming down the road, by the way, because this is it's a little cumbersome right now with the glyph management. By the way, drinking game tonight. Every time I call them mods instead of glyphs, take a shot. I won't be doing that because I'll be on the ground, and then you guys will just be staring at the blank. You'll be staring at this, which isn't that entertaining. But for you at home, for the viewers at home, go ahead and take a shot every time I say mods instead of glyphs. But yeah, I would love to be able to do that, Clint, but it's not really feasible with the amount that it would cost. If you want to swap out your ones, like if you just frankly don't have enough glyphs yet, and you want to swap out your ones into each particular team, would highly recommend that. Just because even if they're level 1 and you're not getting anything other than like the damage or HP bonus, some of these, like the vitality, getting that regeneration when you're critical struck, just from having the set is a wild, wild upgrade to having the hero without those. So definitely put glyphs into each hero before you go into a raid, but I don't think it's feasible to swap out your highest ones right now just because of that gold cost. Hopefully that answers questions. If it didn't, get back to me. I can't drink that much. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of mods. It's going to be a lot of mods. All right, Adam's got Owen Bloomy's got the music now, so that's good. I leave top 2 team glyphs alone, but I leave the rest at level 1 because they don't cost me to move. Yeah, exactly. If you got to move around some level 1s, absolutely recommend you do so. Just the money cost. Eat an edible every time you call mods, man, you're not going to be able to see whatever screen you're looking at by the end of that. You're gonna be talking to Pippin and Sam here. Because it's going to happen a lot. But if you don't drink, I mean, that's what you got to do. Got to keep yourself entertained. Oh, so I am still trying to make the shorts for each of those heroes for the glyphs. Bear with me because they take like 20 to 30 minutes per short. So I am working on them, but they take, not only did they take a good amount of time, but like I did, what, 12 yesterday? And the brains... I mean, there's not a lot to work with to begin with, and I was hurting. So it's a lot, and really like the fine tuning. There were a couple of videos because they have to be under 1 minute. There are a couple of videos that I was literally like cutting out milliseconds and blending them together just to get under the 1 minute because I was at like 1 minute and 3 seconds, but I didn't have anything I could just cut out. So some of them are a bit of a problem, but I'm getting some good feedback from them. People seem to like them, so I am going to try to continue to do them. But like I said, they are kind of a bear to get done, so stick with me. Are there any glyphs that aren't worth farming? I'm short on everything. Hope you have snacks, bro. Ruckus, welcome to the show. Are there any glyphs that aren't worth farming? Armor piercing, I'm on the fence about, just because that doesn't seem to be quite as good as some of the other ones, especially at a 2-piece, but it kind of depends on what heroes they're going for, and frankly, I haven't had time to test all the heroes, and I haven't had time to look at all the kits, because, you know, there are heroes out there that have passives that grant them critical strike chance, so that, okay, if you're getting critical chance from the passive, then you want to try to load up on crit damage on the offset. So I don't know if there's anybody that out there that has, like, bonuses based on armor piercing yet, so that might be a little bit lower on the spectrum, but Bloodlust is phenomenal, especially for Azak, because with his third ability that ignores taunts and hits the weakest opponent for massive damage, I do it in the raids all the time. He'll hit one, kill it, and then immediately get another turn. So Bloodlust is phenomenal. Ironhide, Strider, any big AoE hitters. Last Stand kind of depends on the hero, but for somebody, especially healers, because they're regaining stamina is really the most important part of that. So if you almost kill the healer, they get a 100% turn meter and they regain 1 stamina, so they can get their massive heal off again. So that's a really good one for supports. Lembas is a good one. Lifesteal can be a good one. Raider's another one, kind of like armor piercing. I mean, you're only getting a minor benefit and you're only getting it half of the time, so maybe a little bit weaker. Shield Wall is a good one for tanks. Vitality is really good. Withering's good. So yeah, I would say maybe like they all have their pros, right? I would say maybe armor piercing and Raider would be probably my lowest priorities at this point. Just off the top of my head, though. Let's see. Supertan, wife going to wake up to an empty pantry. Jeremy Benz, have you looked into upgrading glyphs past 5, 6, etc.? Any good benefit for the resources? Yeah, so I'll pull up Strider real quick because he has a couple higher ones. And I'm going to try not to link everything here to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but obviously there are a ton of parallels because it's the same people that made the game. But once you get up here into 7, if we just pull up the upgrade, you can see you're now getting that second roll on your stats. So upgrading past 5 is going to be very important down the roll because you're starting to get the extra rolls on your secondary stats. Not to mention the bonus on your primary stats. And you can actually see right here, it tells you what's going to happen. It's going to increase the primary stat, and it's going to be a secondary stat roll increase too. So especially once you're starting to get more and more speed, if you get the lucky rolls, the upgrading of glyphs is going to be equally as important as it was in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for mods. So I haven't played around with it a ton yet, but like I would say at this point you want at least, so I took this one up to 7 because it's got speed, critical damage, and critical chance, which for an attacking hero is massive. So I would say you want at least 2 secondary stats that you really love, maybe even preferably 3 before you're going to upgrade one. Like, okay, so this one has damage and speed as secondary, so and HP's not bad. And really resilience, like all of those are useful, right? Like a block chance one isn't going to be that great. Let's see, focus, block chance, speed, damage. He doesn't. The burning, yeah. So focus. So this is probably another good one. Try to see if I got like some bad one here that I really wouldn't want to take up, and I just threw in just for now. Speed, crit chance, resilience on that one's pretty good. Block mitigation, HP, crit chance, crit damage. Now, Strider's got some pretty good mods. Like, I would probably... Oh, yeah, the speed, critical chance, critical damage again. I gave him some good mods, so I would probably take all of those up. But I would recommend, especially as you're starting out and resources are a little shy, I would probably upgrade your mods. I have, like, 3 secondary stats that you really love at a minimum, and just kind of wait till your mod roster fills out a little bit more before you blow too many upgrades. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion right there. If you guys are putting money into the game and you have a little bit more resources to upgrade, then I would say fire away at maybe 2 that you really like. And remember, if I didn't answer anybody's question, feel free just to throw it out there or poke me or throw something at me. I don't know. Are you going to spend money on Bomber? That's a really good question. I haven't really decided... Because in the past, right, like I made Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes content for years, free to play. I played that game for 4 years, give or take, completely free to play, never spent $1. Because I'm really starting to try to make content now, there is a realistic chance I start to spend a little bit, but I haven't really decided my own threshold on that. And it kind of depends on how these videos and how the community continues to grow here, because... If you're not familiar with Arnold T101, absolutely brilliant and entertaining Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes content creator, like he's from donations from people, he basically has enough to buy every hero and then kind of do the testing for the community, which I would be more than on board for. If anybody wants to start throwing cash at me, I will use the cash directly into the game to test that kind of thing and test heroes' viability. But I just haven't made that decision yet. It's going to be a really tough decision, too, since I'm one of the few fools that was farming goblins this whole time. So I'm going to... They still need to figure out what they're going to do with Great Goblin, which is still upsetting me. But I do have a very realistic shot at getting Thorin quickly. So... Thorin's Company, that's what I want. So it's going to be... I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. And Bombor, from everything I've seen, I haven't had a chance to look into him fully, but he looks... Everybody's saying he's really, really strong, so we'll kind of see. Again, like, even if I unlock Thorin, though, like, Thorin's Company, I have no resources into right now, so I'd have to completely take them up from 1, and I don't have all my other teams fleshed out. So I don't know. That's an answer that's completely not an answer. Clint Adams, I agree that Raider seems weakest. Yeah, Raider, I don't know. You know where it could be kind of, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, where it could be good. And if Thorin gets that, like, Cascade Waterfall attack with all his people, that might really help. Because, right, like, he marks and everybody attacks. And then once that one is killed, like, it remarks and keeps going. So maybe Raider would be really nice for that to get, like, big hits and get them down quicker. I don't know. It's only 2%, though, so I don't know. I'm not entirely sold on Raider yet, but like I said, maybe there's a Heroes kit out there eventually that's going to come out with some bonuses specifically for that's really going to send it through the roof. How do we donate to the cause? At the bottom of all of my videos, there is a link for donations. And then you can also do a super chat, I believe, inside of YouTube. I haven't done one in a couple of years, but there should be like a super chat thing, and it'll just it'll take you to a separate website, and you put in your information, and it'll send you the donation. So if anybody's interested in doing that in the future, just let me know, and I will set up a live stream for every single hero that's launched, every single hero that anybody wants to see. We'll set something up, and we'll kind of see how much it's going to cost to get that hero up and running. Because I think for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I want to say Arnold kind of guessed at like $350 a hero. But I don't know. We'll kind of see how that goes. I appreciate the thought, and it's always welcome. And like I said, if anybody does want to donate, more than happy to put it directly back into the game so that the community is getting the benefits from seeing what the heroes can do. Turk, you got a Twitch? No, I don't, because I keep telling myself I got to get my Twitch up and running. I have one registered. It's like VetAaron Gaming on Twitch. Have not uploaded anything to it. Have not streamed on it, simply because I still just don't have the time. It's hard enough for me to manage my multiple jobs and streaming on one, and my content on one platform. So I would love to get into Twitch down the road. I just haven't gotten there yet. So keep beating me up about it. Maybe I'll get there eventually. Is it worth it to buy the glyphs in the stores? So the one thing I did buy in this game, the one place I have spent money now, were for the glyphs, and try to get to... It's probably not going to show it, but whatever the $20 package was to get the glyphs, because I purchased it solely because I knew I would be creating content with the glyphs, so I needed glyphs to make the videos, right? So I do not know. I don't know the value on them yet. I think for whatever I think I got like 40 for 20 bucks, which I don't think is a phenomenal deal. But I haven't run the math on it enough to really say one way or the other. And then there's the 600 gem one for... How many do we get here? Times 15. So you get what? 15, 30, 45. So 45 for 600 is... Right? I'm doing that math right. 45 for 600 is pretty good. Because, what, you can buy gems. Yeah, that's like in between $5 and $10. So that was pretty legit. Right? I would say that one's a pretty good deal for gems. I would say buy this one over the $20 one, which clearly I messed up on because I just bought the $20 one because I didn't even have time to do the math. I wanted to start making content for it. So, if you are going to spend money, try to do this one first, maybe, and then look into the other one. But it just depends on, like, I knew we had raids coming up, and I wanted to have glyphs for my raid heroes. So on top of creating content trying to get the best score for the guild and for my own personal rewards out of the raid, I did put in money, but it looks like this 600 gem one's actually a little bit better of a deal. So maybe start there. Yeah, I would start with that one probably. Turk, I can do that. Are all 5 of your main raid teams glyphed out? Unfortunately, no. I do have to bounce. As you could just see, Legolas. Legolas is in my teams. But I had to pull and put into my 5th team just to get everybody's glyphs filled up. So, Road to Rivendell and Isengard are completely glyphed out. Some of the elves and some of the goblins are, but other than that, I'm having to swap around my level 1s. How geared up are your 3rd, 4th, and 5th best teams? Alright, so let's see. 3rd team's probably Goblin. And we are gear 6, 6, 5, 6, 5. And then, I don't know, elves are probably, I don't know. Elves and goblins are probably pretty close. Shield Lady's 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3. Because I don't really use them yet. Elrond's up at 7. I think Elrohir's, yeah, he's up at 7 too. So they're in the 5, 6, 7 range. And then my last trash team, other than Ironhide, who's like 7, I think, or 5s too. Gear is actually not nearly as beneficial to the character's power as your level and your star rating. So those are more important, right? Level, star rating, and then gear. So not quite as high of a priority. So if you're gonna put money into the game, gear at this point is actually the least concern. Put it into gold and experience for your heroes so that you can get everybody up to 60 as quickly as possible. That's gonna help you more than putting money into the game to get them to gear level 9. Sorry, I'm feeling the tunes. Clint Adams, good point on that. Always check to see what you can buy with gems and what they cost. Also, you get a few extra gems in the online store compared to the game for the same money. There you go. Good hint from Clint. Use that web store if you can. Make sure you guys have linked your account to get that web store. You're getting free stuff every day. Every 8 hours on the one chest and then once a day on the brute shard. So if you're not doing that already, make sure you get with somebody to understand how it's done. You basically just have to, that's not what I want, link your account here to EA Connect, and then you have access to the web store, which gives you free stuff, like I said, every 8 hours, and then every 24 hours you get brood shards. Make sure you're doing that. Don't miss out on free stuff. I'm still trying as well. Hard battle. Still working on it. Hard decision between farming glyphs or gear. Yeah, so at this point, like, a lot of people want to know, like, what I think about the balance too, right? So I haven't, since glyphs come out, I have not started adding any of these guys to, like, the farming, right? I would have loved to start farming some more of them, but now all that energy goes to glyphs. So I will probably farm glyphs. Yeah. How do I say this? So I'm going to pull for these heroes on my main teams every day. And then I'm going to farm glyphs probably even before gear until my main teams are glyphed. And then maybe I'll start adding in some more of these and some gear and stuff. But until you get your 5 main raid teams glyphed out with level 5 glyphs, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that it's more of a priority than gear farming or than adding another character outside of those 5 raid teams. I said it. If you don't agree, that's fine. Let's argue. What else we got? Even if you don't have dwarves built up, Bomber will have great value as a plug and play. Yeah, he's really... I haven't had time to read his full kit reveal or anything, but I've seen a lot of good things floating around about being... he has like a lot of team haste, right? I saw some people saying he basically has like a legendary kit, so nothing wrong with that. He will be nice, but again, like I'm just... The gold grind right now is so rough. I can upgrade so many abilities for a ton of heroes. I can upgrade levels for a ton of heroes, and now we got glyphs thrown in too, so Just expensive. I miss that calendar that came out with, like, who in our guild said, like, how do you say there isn't enough gold in the game without saying there's enough gold in the game? And they just came out with, like, a gold calendar that was, like, what, 50,000 gold a day or something. And then on the weekends, it was, like, 100,000. I could go for, like, 2 or 3 more of those. Because, like I said, on my main raid teams, I could spend 1,000,000 gold right now. And it still wouldn't... It would just get my heroes up to 7 stars. It wouldn't even dent all the other things I need. So... yeah. Alright, if anybody has any other questions, feel free to throw them out at any point. I'm going to go ahead and take our shot here at the Cave Troll in Chapter 2. And we're going to go ahead and see Eisen, how Isengard does. I haven't been able to get them up to Tier 3 over 402. So we're going to see if we can get over 402 now that we have some focus built into the team with the glyphs. I should actually go ahead and make sure I didn't steal any glyphs from them real quick before I get going. Let's make sure I didn't steal glyphs. I shouldn't have. And if you haven't seen my shorts, I'll go ahead and tell you exactly how I have them glyphed out here. Yeah, Dunar is rocking Withering and Raider, just because I didn't have anything better than Raider. But he's got all his rocking and roll. Maur, the weak link of Isengard. Maur. What's he running? Life Stealer and Armor Piercer. 2 sets of, which one is that? 2 sets of Armor Piercer, again, just because I didn't have anything else. But he's got his, so that's good. Morza's got his. What's he in here? He's in Lembus and Armor Piercer. And then we got Ugluk. Boss Man. He's in Shield Wall and Vitality. So he can stay alive. And get old Azhak, the real damage dealer here. Withering and Bloodlust. So, just out of curiosity, I wonder what my focus is. So, I'm only getting 20 focus here from the glyphs, which is not great yet. We got some, what, damage here, damage resist. I wonder if I have any... I wonder if I have any more focus ones coming in. Doesn't look like it. All my witherings are being used, it looks like. Yeah. Because if I had one that had focus as a primary, like this one right here, that would be good, but I also use that goblin, so. Anyway, we're all modded up. Let's go ahead and see. I guess we'll see what 20 focus will do. See how much the focus helps there, because they really struggle. They really struggle to get the bleeds on accurately on the Cave Troll in difficulty 3, so we'll see if we can get it a little bit higher here. Click our leadership ability. Interface here is still a little clunky between having to click on everything that many times. Ruckus, 2 bombers, 3 skull crushers. Show us how it's done. Yeah, that was ridiculous. What was that other live stream I did, though? I got like 4 skull crushers in one round, I swear. Game hates me when it comes to that. Turk, what are you listening to? I'm listening to generic background gaming music that will not get me a copyright strike. Clint Adams, haha, or 4 war guards has happened to me once. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so if you're not familiar with Isengard, you do not lead off with a blind because he gets his counter next. But alright, let's see if the bleed sticks. Bleed sticks. Bleed gonna stick? Nope. Resisted a bleed there. It's fine. Just kind of taking our time, doing some damage here. Alright, so there's the counter attack. The blind did not stick there either. Alright. I don't think he stuck one there either. Alright, can we get a bleed here? Yeah, okay. So it definitely seems like the focus is helping. Honestly, not quite as strong as I was hoping for. But really, anything sticking is going to be better. There we go. Debuff stuck right there. Missed the bleed again, though. Again, I think it's better. I think it's better. It's just still not ideal. Got the bleed there. Get a bleed again. All right, there we go. 2 bleeds. Yeah, it is for sure better. Because they really, really struggled in difficulty 3 getting those. Man, see how those bleeds are so massive for damage. And that debuff just stuck right there. Can we get another bleed? No. Okay. I don't know. It's better. I need to work this out. I need to find more focus. It's really going to take it over the edge. It's all restart. Bad RNG. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna play it out. I mean, I may not submit it right away, but we got decent RNG here. 2 fire starters. I've had worse luck, that's for sure. Another debuff that's stuck. That's good. Sticking more debuffs, get the assist. Yeah, debuffs are definitely sticking better. We still got to make sure we get through him. I would like to get through him without relying on bleeds. This will call an assist. Okay, big hit from Ugluk. Oh, it's going to be close. Come on. Ah! Didn't get through it. Right? Didn't get through it? I don't think it did. Still not quite hitting as hard as I want. We'll do it one more time. If anybody wants to talk about any specific mods for any hero, just because I haven't gotten through all those shorts, just let me know. We'll go ahead, pull up the hero, pull up the kit, and I'll talk through my recommendations and why real quick. And then there's enough wisdom here in the group chat too that if anybody else has their 2 cents. I had to reset with Road to Rivendell so many times. Oh, why did he go before? I just messed that up. Because he should have had the counterattack up for Ugluk's second turn. That was strange. I got talking and looking at the screen, didn't really see what was going on. Although he still doesn't have counterattack up. I'm very. Did I say mods? Turk, did I just say mods again? Drink and/or edibles. I don't think you're slow landed. Okay, so Moore's is a little weak because this one's is slow, right? No, his middle one is. Okay. Yes. Oh man. I actually think I'm doing pretty good though. That's what, only 2 times I've called them mods. I think that's actually not too bad. Bleed sticks again. Bleed sticks again. Loving it, loving it, love it. And remember, for Isengard, every Bane also heals the team. So, why it's massively, massively important to make sure the Banes are sticking. Missed a bleed there. That's a bummer. Alright, wrecked him down. My count is at 36 mods. Your count is no bueno. Did I just get a Skull Crusher and a War Guard? I sure did. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Resisted the healing debuff there. Disrupted Azhack. Oh, he did get the assist debuff there. Big hits. Big hits. Actually, I think that Azhack debuff... Oh, the War Guard is going to screw me. Isn't he? Not to mention the AoE slow that I just got hit with. 3 stacks of bleed. Get some. He might actually still go down here. Yeah, got him. Because you keep saying mods. I'm saying mods because you're putting it on the screen. That's not on me. It only counts if, like, I say it just talking about glyphs and mess up. You can't just, like, put mods on the screen for me to read and then yell at me. That is not how this works. You grow up. Like a child. Rant complete. Alright. Alright, let's get the blind on here so he's not counterattacking successfully. Do we want to do a heal? Yeah, probably. We'll get the heal up. We need to get Skull Crusher out of here so he doesn't keep AoE slowing me. We probably need to kill the War Guard too, which is incredibly frustrating. I kind of need to get rid of both of these guys. Don't want to waste. Go away. No, he's got the counterattack up, so we'll ignore him. I'm just gonna ignore chat. You guys are all jerks. Hurt my feelings. That's a lot of stacks. That hurt. God, this guy. Big hit. Probably should have tried to save that until I could actually kill him. That way he'd get himself might. That was a big hit. I think this is bad RNG again. But we got him cleared out. I wish I had the blind up. So we're going to try to not hit him until we get the blind. Oh, and it didn't stick. Oh, the blind sticking there would have been perfect. We are not. We actually need to get the heal. Please stop. Stop hitting me. Not getting that blind is what's going to ruin this run. That and getting a Skull Crusher and a War Guard. Yeah, that's game over. Had some bad luck again. Had some bad luck. Are there any troll sidekicks that you don't bother killing? What did I do? Yeah, and really, like, I don't bother killing anyone other than, like, a Skull Crusher is an absolute priority. And the War Guards typically I'll kill just because they get kind of annoying. And the nice thing about him is if the troll does put that counterattack up, then you can switch to one of those other targets. That way you're not getting counter struck all the time and he's getting momentum through the roof. So you kind of use him when you want to. But if I got the blind on him, or if it's like a fire starter or war drummer or something over there, I'll completely ignore them and just keep crushing the boss. I would say I ignore most of the sidekicks, then actually do damage to them. Yeah. All right. So we're not gonna hit the blind. Hit the bleed. There we go. Hit the bleed. There we go. We'll hold off on that. I will say that like Mauer in general is the weakest Isengard, but he does have good crit chance, which actually helps lower the troll's momentum stacks. So not too shabby. I probably should have gone basic there to try to get the debuff on. Get the yeah. We're getting pretty good luck with the bleeds so far. Now that I've said that, I will have completely ruined it. What about the ones that do the healing? Sorry, I don't remember their names. Too many shots for... No, I can't read that. See, now you're trying to trick me again. I'm not going to say it. I see what you're trying to do there. Gotcha. Yeah, really, seriously, unless it's a Skull Crusher, I just tend to ignore them. The troll's health pool is so massive that... Oh, 3 bleeds. Look at that. War Drummer and the Guard. Yeah, not... Whatever. Weak-minded. Beautiful. Speed down. Beautiful. Oh, exposed. We're landing some beautiful debuffs now. 3 stacks of bleed. And he's slowed. Which is good because the War Guard's going to go and taunt and annoy me. But Azak can go right around that taunt. Yes, he can. Because he's a stud. I'll give you a debuff. That's fine. What do I want to do here? Because I'm going to be able to topple him pretty quickly. Or enrage him, whatever you want to call it. So do I want to do a little bit? No, we're going to leave the War Guard, I think. We're going to risk it. We're going to risk leaving the War Guard. We'll get his regeneration and everything up and going because he's about to come back up and we had time. Boom. Alright. So, I am going to do the basic here because I want to get the bleed. The bleed's more important. Taking the counterattack is fine. Let's hold off until Ugla can get his blind up, hopefully. Dispel a boon. Yeah. Yeah, okay, good. That got rid of the counterattacks. That was nice. I like the way that went. We'll save the blind because he does not have counterattack ability up right now. Get the bleed. 2 stacks of bleed. Bleed! 3 stacks of bleed. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. We're having good luck with the bleeds right now. Yep, we'll take some stacks off. Got the expose on the basic. He still doesn't have the counterattack up though, so I'm not gonna blind. Do I need to heal? Kinda, but that's the problem with Dunhard. Like, his bleed is so important, I don't even want to spend a heal, because I want to get the bleed. But Ugluk needs it. Got the expose from Azak. Azak's really landing his debuffs this round. Weak-minded from Morza. Very nice. Alright. Perfect! The counterattack. Oh, taunt up. I was so excited. He did the counterattack right as I had my blind up, but now we gotta get around the War Guard. Let's do big hit there. That's fine. Alright, that was not that bad of an AoE. And I think I am pretty glad. He's got the counterattack up, though. I don't really want to take the counter. There we go. Okay, blind. Please stick. Of course you didn't stick. Why would you stick when I needed you to? Alright, momentum's going up. So this is not ideal. And we didn't get the bleed from Dunhar. We just need to topple him. All damage in. We need to topple him before he goes crazy on everybody, which I don't know if we're going to get to. Oh, come on. Had I had that one other bleed from Dunhar's stick. There we go. Bleed. Oh, and he goes down. Nice. Alright. So we're going to have to get the hits because the War Guard's going to go here in a minute. I still don't think I'll take this one just because I think there are... I think I could have gotten better RNG in a couple areas. But still, a much better run here. Much better run. Because what, my last best run was like 403 or something, so 578 is not too shabby. Again, a cleaner run involves no War Guard of any kind. Oh, Dunar got the assist and got the bleed on the assist. That was pretty good, though. Yeah, Dunar's getting some good bleeds. Ah, he resisted a bleed there. Yeah. So we got, what, 600 by the time the bleeding's done? It's not too shabby. You mentioned not giving him momentum. How do you avoid that? Are you hitting ads with weak attacking attacks? So the only way to keep momentum down is to hit him less often when he has counterattack. And also critically strike him. So if you click on him here, his image up there, it will just straight up tell you what your like momentum here. He's gaining speed every single time, right? So, and he's gaining... When this character receives a critical strike, he loses 1 stack of momentum. You can also dispel, like Morza, when he dispels a boon, can take away stacks of momentum. So critical strikes like Legolas is phenomenal. Lomion's amazing because his second attack has like 5 strikes on it. And if like Strider, he has that 3 attack one. For each critical on those, it'll take away a stack of momentum. And that's what keeps him from doing that AoE that does a ton of damage, is keeping that momentum down. So keep the momentum down if possible. Because he hits harder, he hits faster, and he gets that AoE. So if you keep those side guards up when he has that counter attack, then you can keep the momentum down a little bit more and try to get that combat control on the counterattack. Make sense? Sometimes I don't explain that well. So that's better. Let's go ahead and switch teams real quick. Let's see how Road to Rivendell does. Their previous best for me was 396. So let's see how they do with their glyphs. They're glyphed a little bit better. Isengard's still using some weaker glyphs, but Road to Rivendell has a little bit better glyphs. So let's see what they can get done. So how are you avoiding hitting him with certain heroes? You just, when you have those side adds up, you hit the side adds instead of hitting the cave troll. So like Dunhar and Azak, when they have their bleeds, like, it's worth it. Those bleeds do so much damage. I want to hit him even if he has the counterattack. But if, like, all it is Morza and it's his basic, he does almost no damage with his basic, and I don't want to take that counterattack. So I'll hit one of the side adds. Start doing some damage. Mark him. Everybody assists. Road to Rivendell is also really good for getting critical hits to keep the stacks of momentum down. And he is burning, which is lovely. Don't have any real combat control here to get rid of the counterattacks, so just kind of have to eat those. Good thing Pippin's a heck of a healer. Oh, I forgot. We do have the blind from Sam. That didn't stick. Super. Thanks for that, Sam. His blind should be sticking too. That's kind of frustrating. He's 7 stars, gear 8. Focus mods. Big hit from Strider, good burn. He's about to topple. I hope I didn't go too fast and actually burn through my abilities. Yeah, see, Firestarter and Mangler, I'm going to completely ignore them. I don't care what they do. I mean, I'll hit them on AoEs, but they're not a priority at all. Pippin and Sam are my favorite characters in the game. Sam's a monster. He really is. And Pippin has a super strong kit, too, especially when you're talking about rolling with the rest of the Road to Rivendell crew. And the buffs they get. But yeah, they're fast because they're hobbits. Sam's basically impossible to kill because he has all the evade, he has the heal and damage on his apple throw. Like Sam's a monster. He can solo Ironhide reliably. Yeah, I'm starting to take too many hits here, and that burn isn't good. Oh, and he just smoked him all the way out. Holy cow. And Sam didn't get that blind either. Sam needs more focus. Oh, and I wasted that. I didn't realize he was blind. Sam clearly needs more focus. And this is kind of what you want to run with your testing to try to figure it out. Because if he's thrown 2 apples and he hasn't hit with either one. He should be at least a 50% reliability of trying to get this blind. Three apples, no blinds. For those of us keeping count at home. 3 apples, no blinds. So we are actually, as soon as we lose this, I kind of want to see how they're going to do still, but as soon as we lose this, we're going to go look at Sam and see if we can get some focus on his glyphs, because that is unacceptable. Which it looks like this is going to be ending sooner rather than later. Yeah. Alright, let's just get out of here. That was no bueno. Sam, what are you doing to me, bud? Having that one person that can blind is really, really important in Chapter 2. Dealing with the cave troll. Alright, what do we got, Sam? What's your malfunction? Is that dance? Alright, so do we have any focus? Primary shield wall has resilience. Raider has damage. Shield wall has HP. Alright, so let's go down here and look at shield wall. See if I have anything with focus. Nope, no focus. Okay. That's a bummer. What about this one? HP. This focus. Here we go. So let's equip that one. And then we're going to upgrade it. Spend a little bit of cash here. Alright, so we got 222 focus. We got some HP. We got some resilience. Alright. So, confirm. So what is his stats now? So now he has plus 296 focus. So, let's see how much more reliably he sticks. The other thing, I was talking to OM Bloomy about this one day. He said there was a content creator out there that was saying, like, focus, 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 focus. Put focus every single place you can, blah, blah, blah. Which, in general, sometimes you may need to do. But remember, there's always going to be a soft cap, right? There's always going to be a level where pumping in more focus does not help, because they've already essentially hit what they call a soft cap, where it's going to hit, that Bane is going to stick 100% of the time. So pumping in more focus doesn't actually help you, even though the number is getting larger, if that makes sense. So if your focus needs to be at 300, and that's the soft cap for making that Bane stick every single time on the Cave Troll at this difficulty level, then having focus 395 isn't going to help you. So that 95 focus could have gone into other stats like HP or something like that. So if you are sticking, go and do your testing, right? And if you're sticking that debuff every single time, then maybe you can try to start messing with your glyphs and remove some of that focus until you start missing a little bit. Because if you're hitting that debuff, if you're putting on that Bane like 90% of the time, it's probably better to hit it 90% of the time and get like extra HP or extra damage or something than it is to hit it 100% of the time. And that's just something that you're going to have to play with through testing, because I don't know what those soft caps are. I doubt anybody does at this point because glyphs are still so new. But if I do figure it out, I'll try to put it out. That way you guys know. Oh, what I miss here? What I miss? Can I drop off a Japanese whiskey power up? Yeah, DS, you want to come be famous? Come on, you can just jump on the channel. Just don't scare my wife. Clint Adams makes me want to hurry and level my hobbits. They're a middle team for me, but to plan to level them next. So they're really bad in arena, but they're really strong in chapters 1 and 3 of the raid. They do okay in 2 here. They're nothing to jump around about in 4. But across the board in raids, they're a pretty strong team. They really are. And you can see that from... I did a video about it, about the 900k teams, but let's see. If I get back here to level... Let's go back to chapter 1 and see how many of the 900k teams are... no, leaderboard. Sorry, hold on. I gotta... That was not what I wanted at all. I know how to get there now. Give me a minute. My brain is failing. Alright, so chapter 1. So how many Road to Rivendell's got 900? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man. And then there's one more over 8. So they do well in chapter 1. They do very well. Alright, back to chapter 2. I digress. Let's see. Where... Okay, we just talked about... Clint Adams went to level... What Road to Rivendell members do you use to hit ads and avoid giving momentum? Actually, because the Road to Rivendell assists so well... I typically just kind of... And they don't do that much damage, so especially if Sam has the blind up, I just tend to wail away on him. Because you have a pretty good chance of getting critical strikes just through the amount of assists you have on a good RNG round. So, if it comes down to it, though, like, Pippin and Merry are your supports. They're pretty weak on the attack. Frodo is a little bit stronger. Strider, they can hit the Cave Troll all the time. But you know, your supports, your healers are the ones you're going to want to kind of avoid if possible. Turks as Hobbits are my absolute favorites. Good for you, Turk. I don't know, I might lean toward dwarves. They kind of crack me up for reasons I can't explain. If the glyph don't fit, you must have quit. Nice. Van Wilder. Phenomenal movie. I use them with Ironhide minus Frodo in Arena, and they're holding my spot. Yeah. Yeah, I've messed around with that too. I also have good luck with Road to Rivendell, and then take off Frodo and put in Ugluck. Because he has the blind and the taunt. I have pretty good luck with that too. Focus to elves right now aren't, but Road to Rivendell is next. They are fun to use through raids. Yeah, especially if you have Elrond. Elves are good in like every single chapter. I wish I had invested in them sooner, but I was too busy getting my goblins ready for Thorin for no reason discernible to humans. Another thing you might want to consider doing down the road is messing with your team speed, because you can time this, right? Like the first couple rounds in the cave troll is pretty reliable. So if you could get Sam faster so that he could, look at this. So he's already used all 3 counterattacks by the time Sam is up with his blind. So if you could pump speed into Sam to get that faster, then you're going to save some damage through the counterattacks. Like there's no point to me throwing that blind right now. So I just got to hold it another round and hope the timing comes better. So, again, little things like that will help you squeeze out a few more points. You were 2 steps ahead of everyone. Yeah, except I was 2 steps ahead to get goblins rolling. However, I didn't do anything with the dwarves. the Thorin. I didn't do anything with Thorin's company. So even if I unlocked him, he would just be like a plug and play for a long time. So even if I tried to claim I was a like pure genius, I think people would be like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right, that doesn't make any sense. You caught me. Alright, good assist there. So do we want to risk putting the might up? Just to make sure we get through. I think we will. Get a little regeneration, a little might, and hope our turn meter survives. I think we're going to be alright. Yeah, we're going to be alright. Bam. Alright, so RNG has been decently kind. We'll get the heal up. Although, if Sam could get his... Alright, so here's... Oh, I was hoping it was Sam's turn. Does the blind land with 200 extra focus? No. Alright. Back to the focus drawing board for Sam. I wonder what that cap's got to be. I mean, I figured adding 200 focus would really help out, but not as much as I was hoping for. Alright. Get our haste up from Mary. He's got the counterattack up again. Yeah, that's not good. Good thing he had the nimble up. See, his momentum is down, though. I guess he just did the AoE to clear it, but... Or am I looking at the wrong thing? What's the icon? I don't know. It's all starting to blur together. Whatever. Just hit him. I don't really want to throw the blind, but I need to heal. And it still didn't stick. Wow. It also makes me wonder what, like, Mauer and Dunhar's, or not Mauer, Dunhar and Azhak's focus levels are, because they were sticking, like, what, 60? 70% of the time? And Sam hasn't stuck a single one. That is uber frustrating. Yeah, see, Road to Rivendell just don't hit hard enough to get through him again. But this is better, right? 400. Oh, I just wiped them all. What was the other one? No, right around 400, right? I can't remember. Let's just look real quick. I can just keep guessing. 396. So yeah, only like a 20k improvement's pretty weak. Does focus make your abilities hit better or what is that? I got basic 2. The only thing focus does is increase your chance of landing the Bane. And just real quick, a nice little hint, if you guys want to know exactly the meaning of some of these symbols and everything, if you go into your glyph guide here and you pull up this eye in the top corner right under the home screen, it'll actually tell you what everything stands for. Because like block mitigation was one. The first time I saw that, I was like, bowel movement? What? Why does that matter? God, these games are getting realistic. And then I realized, oh, it's block mitigation. So, and it'll tell you a definition. Focus, capability to apply Banes. So only thing focus does is help that Bane stick. And another thing you can kind of look at just to see if it helps. If you go here to your LOTR.gg, it'll give you relative levels of what they start out with. So like you can search by focus here. So who has the best focus in the game? Gandalf and Lord Elrond. All right. But then look, that's part of the answer to my question. Azhak has crazy high focus to begin with. So maybe that's why he doesn't need as much to stick those bleeds as reliably. And where is... Man, where is Sam? Right here. So he has 2381, whereas Azhak without a glyph is 2778. So that 200 focus glyph I gave Sam Gamgee, like, didn't even get to where Azhak is base. Where's Dunhar? Dunhar's down here, 2395, so he's a little better than Sam, but not much. So that's why Azhaks are sticking very reliably. So just, if you pull this up, the spreadsheet, and just kind of search by focus, you can know before you even start to go in and glyph somebody, be like, alright, I gotta goof Azhak. Like, alright, well, he clearly doesn't need that one focus glyph I need nearly as much as Dunhar does. So if they both have a withering set, then Dunhar's gonna need the focus portion of that more than Azhak. So another team building tip, right, is just to use information like this to make sure that you're building your team the way you want to. Speed's going to be another one, because turn order is going to come into it, right? Like, okay, I need Sam to be faster because I need him to try to get that blind onto the cave troll. So his speed's at 160. Like, I want him to, you know, be faster, or be like, okay, I need a certain turn order. I need this person to lay this debuff, and then I need this big hitter to come in next. Okay, here are their base speeds. So I need, you know, Strider is 1 slower than Sam. Okay, I want to keep it that way. I always want Strider to be 1 slower than Sam. So, okay, I can go in here and see, I can give Sam this much speed, but I can give Strider this much speed to keep my teams moving in the right order. So that'll be a little bit more specific and in-depth team building and strategy, theory crafting, if you will. But that immediately answers the question of why Sam is not getting that blind to stick, and a lot of the Isengard are getting their debuffs to stick. So I'm going to have to go in here and find... okay, so I gave focus on that one. Do we have focus on this Raider? And it would probably even be worth, like, Raider's not that good of a set. That doesn't really matter that much. Like, okay, could I go into one of these? That's an HP one. I don't even have anything there. Let's see if there is something in Raider. If I can find Raider. Here we go. Nope. Armor. So, I don't have better options yet. But it's that kind of thing that you want to look at, and that spreadsheet helps a lot. So check out that website if you haven't, and it'll give you some better options. Alright, what else we got for questions? I can keep running chapter 2 if that's what people want, but if anybody has any questions at all, please feel free to throw them out. Otherwise, just gonna keep doing my thing. I do want to try to get that Isengard team up. Meow, meow, meow. But we'll see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? The glyphs are definitely helping. But I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. Let's see if I can get some better RNG here. What did Dark Knight say? Dark Knight said he almost got to 900k, and I'm pretty sure his Isengard are... Well, they're better because they're level 60, I think, for sure. But I think their gear and everything else is pretty comparable. Okay, got the bleed. Got the bleed. BEA, beautiful. Let's see if we can get... Man, if we get Dunhar to... Yeah! And it got the bleed. That's like the best RNG right there. Calling Dunhar for the assist, and he got the bleed on the basic. Massive. Massive, massive, massive. And then there's the blind. See, like, I don't want to mess with Ugluk's speed at all. His speed is perfect. Dark Knight had 807. Alright. I don't know if I can get to 807 just because I'm not level 60. Didn't get the debuff there from Azak. Can we get the bleed from Dunar? Nope. Alright, he's starting to resist, which is no fun for anybody. Can we get the exposed? There we go. Got the exposed. Get the bleed. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Sure, why not? Keep the exposed on. We got the bleed. Get another bleed. Nope, missed. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Dunhar's focus going up a little bit. That bleed on his basic is instrumental to Chapter 2 here. Got it again, though. Very nice, very nice. And this will definitely take him down once he bleeds. Yeah. Oh, and we got another War Guard. Of course we did. Of course we did. Get the assist. Sure, big hit. Get the heal block. Big hit from Azak. I don't think we really need to do anything there. Just the basics fine. Got to get through the War Guard here. Alright, back on the boss man. Resist the bleed. Got the expose though. Just get through it. Just get through it. Alright, one more hit and he'll be good. And I don't really need the heal. Alright, we're up and rolling. Here we go. Want to get that blind up and rolling. Oh, of course. Every single time. I'm like, yeah, time that perfectly. Nope, War Guard coming in being a real jerk. Bleed. Got it. Perfect. Bleed. Got it. Perfect. Disrupt. We're going to save the blind because he's not counterattacking. Get the bleed. No. Not too shabby. We're alright. Still not going to use the blind. Might call the assist though. That ability should be up again shortly. Get the bleed. Perfect. Expose. Perfect. Get those debuffs. Got the speed down. Lovely. Now I need the blind up. Ugluk. There we go. And he stuck it. BEA, beautiful. Bleed? Yeah, bleed, bleed, bleed. Bleed for me. The War Guard. Dunhar, I need to heal. As much as I would love to try to stick another bleed, gotta get that heal up. Man, hit Mauer. He's like the one dude that heals himself like crazy. And you're just set on killing Dunhar. Yeah, and that was momentum starting to go through the roof. And I'm back on the War Guard. So that's no fun. Really just need to get a round that doesn't have a War Guard or a Skull Crusher. That would be so sweet. A couple of other things I'll throw out real quick that I've noticed from Glyphing Heroes, just in case you didn't get a chance to watch the shorts yet. If you guys are running an elf team of any kind with Lord Elrond as the leader, if you are in doubt over what glyph set to look into, definitely look into Vitality, just because you're giving yourself stacks of regeneration, which are going to keep you in the fight, but also for every boon on your hero, you're going to get, what, a 5% bonus per boon, I think, up to 20% total for damage. Where are you, Elrond? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Instead of just talking about it, I'll pull it up. There he is. It's in his leadership here. Elf squad members, so not only Rivendell, just all elf squad members gain 4% damage per boon on them. 5 boons, 20%. So, not too shabby. And if they're putting boons on themselves just from getting a critical strike on them, that's pretty helpful. What character would you want as the first Dark Legendary? Oh, man. What character would I want as the first Dark Legendary? Golem would be interesting. He's already in the game, so it wouldn't be that big of a stretch. I'm a little surprised. Man, I don't know. That's a good question. There's a bunch of options. I was not prepared for that at all. Because the part of the problem is I'm trying to think about, like, right, because eventually Galactic Legends are going to come to the game. So, like, Gandalf the White is going to be a Galactic Legend. Like, King Aragorn will probably be a Galactic Legend. Like, there's a good option of, like, light legendaries. But, so I'm trying to figure out if Saruman the White was a legendary or is a Galactic Legend. Because if he is a legendary, then sign me up for him. Because he's going to be a leader of, like, Isengard Orcs, which I already have a team set up for. So I would love to see Saruman the White if he's a legendary, but he might end up being, like, a Galactic Legend. I don't know. What are you thinking, Subatan? Who are you wanting to be? I feel like there are a bunch of good options. Cream of Wormtongue, like, if he were a legendary, that would also be kind of interesting. Just as, like a plug-and-play support Dark Side legendary or Shadow legendary. He could be kind of cool. Could be cool. I don't know. Azog the Defiled. Yeah, I mean, maybe, since they came out with Thorin, maybe. Who would he run with, though? Azog would be nice. Would be very cool. I don't know if he could run with, like... Isengard wouldn't make any sense. Maybe just a generic orc leader? Maybe. The Pale Orc. Be cool. Misty Mountain. Yeah. That makes sense. Let's pull up Misty Mountain real quick. Yeah, just a generic Misty Mountain leader. Could be a real nasty team, too. Bolg's a leader, though, right? I'm a little surprised Bolg isn't a legendary. I mean, he led the whole second army coming in there in The Hobbit, right? At the Battle of the Five Armies? I'm a little surprised. But yeah, it might be Azog. Good question. I was not prepared for that at all. But good question. Alright, who else was I talking about? There are a couple other, like, little key hints I got from people's kits that if you didn't get a chance to see the shorts. Like, I want to say, like, Elro here, maybe? Is he the one that has... Yeah, Elro here gains a ton of crit damage, so you want to put a bunch of crit chance on him, and I think Legolas is the exact opposite. I think he gives himself a bunch of crit chance, so you want to give him crit damage. Just little stuff like that. Yeah, crit chance and additional crit chance per boon on self, so... Just little stuff like that sometimes, knowing like those secondary stats can be really, really important to really squeezing out like the most damage and the most survivability out of a hero. One of Bolg's skills is called Legacy of Azog. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm just a little surprised he didn't get to a legendary level. Especially considering there's a lot of like... There's a lot of choices for light side, right? Because a lot of the books and the movies talked about light side the whole time. But the dark side were, I don't know. Yeah, they were not quite as named or high profile. One person I am really cool to see come to the game, though, I can't remember his name, is the Shapeshifter. The giant bear human Shapeshifter. He'll be a cool plug and play. He'll definitely be a large unit. But like he's like the last of his people, right? So he's gonna be a straight plug and play. But he'll be super cool in the game, I think. Alright. Nobody else has got anything right now, so we'll just go ahead and jump back into the raid. Let's see if anybody with glyphs can now make the jump. Was I getting... Nope. Really, really bad scores with those two, so they're not... Let's just see if the goblin... Oh, I don't think I have them glyphed out yet, though. Didn't I pull glyphs off some of them? This team's going to be so cool down the road, though. You know, goblins are going to be great for whatever they come out to the Grand Arena. Whenever they get, like, their Grand Arena mode here, it's going to be awesome for goblins. They're going to be really good in PvP once they get maxed out. They're going to be a lot of fun. Calling that right now. And apparently I'm a goblin fanboy, which isn't ideal, but... Alright, you have yours, you have yours. Oh, I do have mods on all the goblins. Alright, cool. I said it again, drink. I do have glyphs on all the goblins. So let's see how they do real quick. Light side has so many options. Radagast, Galadriel, Thruinduil, King Dane. King Dane, I put out that short too. King Dane I am super excited for. He was one I would blow money for immediately. He's an awesome, awesome character. Alright, let's see if you guys can get to 300 now with glyphs. Yeah, light side has a ton of options. Radagast is super cool. I wonder if there's going to be a full wizard team down the road. That'd be pretty sweet. Galadriel, so I'm interested to see, like, Galadriel I think is going to be, like, from the Amazon Prime series, that version of Galadriel I think is going to be a legendary. And then, like, their big one, their Galactic Legend or Legend of the Realm or whatever they're going to call it, is going to be, like, the Galadriel you see in The Lord of the Rings. There's going to be several versions of her for sure. Thruinduil. Yeah, I mean, see, those all, like, seem like legendary characters. But at the same time, if you would have told me, like, Legolas and Gimli are not legendary heroes, I would have been like, you're freaking crazy. They're so incredibly important. I don't know. I'm pretty stunned that they're normal. But again, maybe they're going to come out with, you know, Legolas, Friend of the King or something. You know how they came out with like 9 Han Solos and Chewbacca's and stuff, so who knows. The Farmer or the Underhills? Oh, will there be any Shadow Hobbits? That's a good question. I mean, the kind of fun thing is they can really go so many different ways. As you can see here, I'm in difficulty 3, and not a single debuff has stuck. No bleeds, no nothing. So I don't think difficulty 3 is going to be an option. Okay, we got 1 bleed. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really interesting question too. If there are going to be any dark hobbits, be cool. But as I was saying, like I think it's cool that they're going to have a bunch of options like that where the game can kind of go wherever. But I also I think somebody said that like they don't have full licensing, so there are some people that there just aren't going to be in there. Just not going to be in the game at all, which is a bummer, and I don't know who those are, but I do know that somebody else has mentioned that, so we'll kind of see. Yeah, I know I said it, Owen Bloomy. Calling it right now, goblins are this game's resistance. You could not be more wrong. They are already more useful than the resistance ever was in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and frankly, you can just leave. The fact that you would even say something so ignorant and offensive is staggering. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. How dare you? How dare you? I'm about to cut this stream off right now. One person can ruin it for everybody. Resistance is trash! You know, I said that they weren't going to get there, but they might actually knock him down. The bleed started to stick. Ugh. Of course, he just smoked out one, though. Got him down. So this is already better, right? So maybe they can go difficulty 3. There's no way they can... There's absolutely no way they can knock him down. They don't do nearly enough damage. Or whatever to enrage him here. But I think this is better, right? 215? We'll have to double check. Because I'm right, goblins are trash. You're trash. You are trash. I have more survivability than I thought here. Yeah, need those bleeds to stick though, and they're just not. So this was, what, 216? What was their best on number 2? I actually bet, though, on number 2 they can get 300 pretty easily. Yeah, 137. So either way, they're definitely better, but I bet they can get to 300 there. So let's see. If I can get up... I wonder if I can get over 300, though. That would be a pretty nice little boost, like 160, 170k. I'd wail on Treebeard. You would not be the only one. A lot of people, I think, would wail on Treebeard. He's another one for me. I'd be like, ugh. How much is he? Treebeard's super cool. And I think they're going to come out with, like, Treebeard, and then, like, a Treebeard with Merry and Pippin on his shoulders. They'd be silly not to. Just like they came out with, like, the Chewbacca and C-3PO combo. Well, I already just got my bleed guy smashed out, so we're just going to restart. Because if you lose your bleeds, that's pretty much game over. Yeah, Treebeard's super cool. Bring the Ents. A team of Ents would be nasty. The problem is, like, aren't they all, like, large units, though? They'd have to have, like, a special, you can bring in more Ents or something. Because, I mean, they're trees. If a troll is a large unit, then the tree's gotta be, right? Can you imagine, can you imagine the team speed of a team of Ents? You try to pull up and sort by speed. 120 for the brute. They'd be at, like, 13. There is not enough secondary stat of speed in the game to help out a team of Ents. The fastest Ent in the game have a speed of like 78 and be like, God, that is a blazing fast Ent. 1 turn per raid chapter, yeah. The troll's taking 48 turns. Your Ent's got to go once. And like Strider's Burn would do insane damage to them. Like take out Nazguls and Ents. Not a big fan of fire, those boys. Boy, I must have had like great RNG that time I got him to 200 or something, because this is painful. Yeah, I'm trying to think like who else would raid on or like wail on Radagast. Radagast would be a decision. I think he's super cool. The Ents would be super cool. Dane for sure. Also, what's the... I'm gonna get stick for this, but what's the she-elf that kind of falls for, is it, Feely? She's super cool. The one that Legolas has the hots for. She would be another kind of decision. It'd be, if they bring Smog, Raid, Bard, the Bowman, might be cool. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Smog's definitely going to be a raid. There's no chance he's not at some point. But Bard would be cool. I wonder if they'll have a team of, like, Lakemen. Be kind of interesting. Just throw fish at people. Since they don't have any weapons. Oh, it'd be cool if they came out with like those ghetto weapons that that Bard tries to give Thorn's company. Just like weird rakes and stuff. That'd be hilarious. Although the hobbits in this game kind of have those weapons anyway. Oh, there we go. Got him down again. Got a Skull Crusher that's going to wipe my group instantly. But we did get over 200 again. I think this might be one of those like, let's just see if I can just get the 300 quickly and easily on 2, I'll probably just take it. Let's just see if we can get that. We might be able to... Might even be able to auto it. I bet they could auto 300. Let's just see if they can auto 300. The first week with Glyphs, we're looking for improvements, right? Like, there's still so much to be done with Glyphs and figuring them all out, that really any kind of improvement I'm going to call a win. Oh, so I want to throw out a couple of things real quick. Theoden. Dude, I've heard a ton of people say something about how much they want Theoden. Like, when I put out that short about, like, what hero are you the most excited to see come to the game, there were kind of a lot of people that said Theoden. I know he's going to be really popular. And Rohan, like, they're already so good in Arena. If they get like a serious bump, 2 Skull Crushers, nice. Just a from the game to me. Yeah, Theoden's going to be a big one. Capital Games is going to make some money when Theoden comes out, because there are definitely people that are going to spend. What was I saying before Theoden distracted me? Something about getting scores up. Anybody? Was anybody listening? I wasn't listening to myself clearly. Oh, we're gonna talk about like good things and bad things about Glyphs compared to mods. And we don't have to play the drinking game at this point because I'm gonna have to say mods a bunch because I'm doing a comparison. But I do love, like, mods, they just had, like, health, critical damage sets, right? They didn't have abilities the way these Glyphs do, which I think is kind of cool. I like that they have, like, you know, stacks of regeneration built into it and that kind of stuff. You were thinking Lake Man throwing fish. Yeah, I probably was. That's a distracting thought. I already said it doesn't count, Bloomy. Good lord. Get off the War Guard. Get back on the troll. Yeah, see, we're going to get 300k, no problem here. I really like that they have those abilities. I think that's super interesting and cool. I don't like that they don't have their own energy. Like in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, they had their own energy that you use, which was wonderful. I didn't really know how much of a blessing that was until they came out here using the same hard nodes. So I would actually really hope that down the road somewhere they change that and give it its own energy or something like that, because spending normal energy on that is a big time bummer. And I'm really hoping they do something with the gold, because I mean, we don't have enough gold. We didn't have enough gold before Glyphs. We didn't have near enough gold before Glyphs. Now we definitely don't have enough. See, there's 300k on auto. I'm gonna take that, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. So there are like goods and bads to these glyphs, and they definitely need some kind of management. They need better glyph management, and we need to get layouts, which I'm a little surprised like these glyphs didn't come with automatically, right? Like they're already in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. You already have like a general coding for it, and you know people were dying for it. Like you finally got it, and people love it. The loadouts are incredibly important. The filter system is incredibly important, and it really doesn't, like, I can't search for like mods that are all focus, right? If I can, please somebody tell me, but like if I could search by all mods that have focus as a primary, that's huge. So it's a little, the interface is a little clunky at this point, but I do expect it to get better. Those things will come to the game. It's just one of those that, why didn't you launch with that? I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a programmer. The Shattered Timeline theme opens a lot of possibilities. Maybe some Numenorians get released? Absolutely. As long as they have the rights to that. Like I said, there was some kind of weird thing where they didn't have rights to everything. But if they get rights to that, they'll absolutely bring in Numenorians. And that's where like the old school Galadriel, I think, would be like a legendary leading some of that, like her little hunter team out there. Hunting down what they kill that like troll in that ice castle and stuff. I need to rewatch that again. I've only watched it one time, and I need to go back and rewatch it. But like, there's a lot of really good possibilities there for extra heroes. So I hope they get access to that kind of stuff. What's going to be the ship's equivalent? That is a fantastic question. What is going to be the ship's equivalent? I don't know if they'll have one. Which is kind of good. Because Star Wars Galaxy, like, they neglect the ship's content. Everybody complained about for years, and they, like, never really came out with anything about it. Like, I always heard that, like, Death Star raid was going to be a thing. I don't know. I haven't played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes in, man, I don't know, a year and a half. So I don't know if they came out with something since then to increase the content there for ships, but, you know, they added them into Star Wars, or into the Grand Arena, and they added more levels of them, but I don't know. That's a good question. Anybody else got anything on that? That's I don't know, a ship's equivalent, because there aren't that many mounts, right? Like, Gandalf's got the Lord of all horses, and you got the wargs, but apparently the wargs are just coming in as heroes themselves. The White Warg of Azog is definitely going to come at some point, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really see anything. I don't really see anything like that. I don't know. They might have to come out with like a totally different game mode of some kind if they wanted to bring in something else. Because I don't know. I can't really see it like a mount for this. I don't know. Eagles, Ents, horses, wargs. Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you've got, you know, the Separatists, and you've got the Galactic Republic, and you've got the Rebels and that kind of stuff. Like, but for the Eagles, it would just be like 5 Eagles with different names, and the Ents, yeah, you could get, but I think they're gonna be heroes. Wargs, again, the Wargs are apparently just coming in as heroes in the game, and like horses, what, the horses are gonna run up and kick? And you have, what, Shadowfax, Gandalfs, and that's it? I don't know, and like, so the game mode of like ships attacking ships is fun, but yeah, like, what are you gonna have? Like 5 horses running up and kicking 5 ants? I, I don't know. I can't see a game mode where I was like, this is cool. I'd be like, what is happening right now? Like, why is this? Why are the eagles fighting the ants? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but I can't really see that kind of game mode coming in. Need to add a tower climb mode, fighting up Isengard Tower as a weekly mode. I think that would be super cool. I don't know if you ever played Raid Shadow Legends, but one of my favorite parts of Raid Shadow Legends was the tower that you just climb, and it goes impossibly high on difficulty, so it's never ending. So even if you're a whale, there's something to do. But I think that would be really, really cool. And kind of like, I'm sure they're going to come out with something like Conquest too, where, there's like a hero is a specific reward for it, but like there's challenges inside it. So, okay, you got to use your Road to Rivendell crew so many times. Like those really successful game modes that they got from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I'm sure are going to come to this game at some point. There will be some form of Grand Arena. There will be some form of Conquest. I'm a little surprised there's no, what was the one that you can just auto after you pretty much get to the main level there? God, it's been so long since I played. I don't remember. But it was really important when you started, and it gave its own currency that you could buy heroes from. It was where you got Kanan. I remember so many things about it other than the game mode. Anyway, I'm surprised there's no game mode for that yet. Because I always liked that one. I really, really liked that one when I was beginning Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I thought that was a good game mode. And then once you were the level you could just smoke it all the time, then you could auto it, which was great too. I'm all about autoing stuff if I don't need to play it out. So I think there's for sure going to be coming more game modes. I don't know if there's going to be like a mount or ships portion of it. But who knows? Maybe they got plans. Maybe they got plans. All right. I think we'll go ahead and call it there for this evening. It's what, hour and a half. And we got in some good discussion here, a little bit of raid demonstration. So, as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up on really anywhere. On the videos themselves, find me on Discord. I do have Facebook up and running, and Twitter, or X, or whatever it's called now. So, reach out to me in some capacity. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. That way you're not missing upcoming content. And as always, have fun. Good luck.